说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, newbies. This is Chinese Pod, bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin all the way from Shanghai, China.
Hello, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ken Carroll.
Today we have a very basic newbie lesson.
Do we indeed?
Yes.
Okay. And what shall we talk about?
Basic greetings, asking how have you been?
Yes.
So you bump into an acquaintance on the
Yes.
street. Yeah, and wanting to know how they're doing.
Okay, great. Basic sort of greetings stuff.
Yes.
All right. Let's listen to it 3 times and we'll come back and we'll treat it.
好。Dialogue, first time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Second time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Third time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Okay, let's start the translation.
你好，
Hello.
你好，
Hello.
你好，你好，最近还好吗？
Hi. Are you doing okay these days?
你好，最近还好吗？
Hi. How are you doing recently?
你好，最近还好吗？还可以，你呢？
I'm okay. How about you?
还可以，你呢？
I'm all right. And you?
还可以，你呢？我最近很忙，
I'm really busy at the moment.
我最近很忙，
I've been really busy recently.
我最近很忙。
So there's a slight subtlety to what's going on here, I think.
Yes.
Again, you know, we're not like, I hope, your standard textbook where in textbooks everything's always perfect and okay. And how are you? I'm great. And you? I'm fine. So there's a very subtle kind of nuance to this. Let's take a look at it. Now, obviously, the first greeting is fairly straightforward,
你好，你好，
meaning hello.
Hello.
There you go. 你好. 2 third tones, right?
That's right.
你好. There you go. Now, the word for recently.
最近，最近。
最近. Good
Pay attention.
phrase.
Yeah, the pronunciation. 最 Z-U-I.
Yes.
最
Yes. Yeah.
a
Fourth
very
tone.
crisp and
Yes.
flat sound
Yes.
pronunciation.
So both of these are fourth tones, right?
Yes. And 近 J-I-N
Yes.
without the N-G nasal sound.
Yes. Yeah.
最近
最近.
Yes.
Recently, again, please, Jenny.
最近最近
最近, recently. There you go. Now, the question is then, recently, how have you been doing recently?
最近还好吗？最近还好吗？
Now, how, meaning good,
Yes.
of course, and the question mark at the end, ma.
嘛
So, you know, it's a question.
creates a question.
But now you could say 最近好吗, right? You could say that, and it would mean how have you been these days? How are you these days? Recently, how's it going? Right?
Yes.
And that's perfectly okay. But this is a little bit different here. So could you tell us this subtle difference, please, Jenny?
最近还好吗？ So we have 还 second tone here.
Yeah.
It's basically a moderating word.
Okay.
Brings down the emotion or the degree down a bit.
Yeah.
最近还好吗? Well, I don't know how have you been, how
Yeah.
you've been recently.
Yes.
So I'm sort of presuming, asking, 最近还好吗? Is
Okay.
everything okay recently?
Yeah, I mean, if I heard somebody say 最近好吗, they would be assuming, you know, it's just
Everything's going great for
everything's
you.
going great. But if they say 最近 还好吗, they would have made the assumption that things perhaps were not so great in recent times. So are things going pretty okay? It's kind of that
I
feel
think
to it.
it shows more concern.
Yeah.
You're not just presuming everything is great in
Yes,
the other person's life.
exactly. Interesting. So let's have it without the two ways. Like, how have you been recently?
最近好吗？最近好吗？
That's pretty straightforward. Now, and the slightly more subtle thing is like, are things okay recently?
最近还好吗？最近还好吗？
Yeah.
But I would also say that most native speakers don't distinguish it so clearly
Yes.
and don't think
Yes.
about it to that
Yes.
extent when we
Yes.
say the.
Well, you don't have to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't get over analytical and too obsessive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Well, anyway, so what was the type of response then that would work in this situation?
还可以，还可以。
Now, to be honest though, Jenny, I mean, there's still an element of subtlety here too, though, isn't there?
Yes.
I mean, if you say 可以,
可以.
that means good.
Yeah.
可以 means fine, no problem. 还可以 kind of does moderate it a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. I think 可以 means pretty good, and
Yeah.
还可以 means good.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
not so bad. Yeah, 还可以. Like if somebody asked you how's your Chinese at this stage and you're studying, if you said 还可以, what would that indicate? I mean,
You still have room for improvement.
yeah, but you're
you have
making
some command
progress.
of yeah.
So lots of subtlety. Anyway,
Yes.
还可以. And then how about you?
你呢？你呢？
Okay. Well, the reply comes.
我最近很忙。我最近很忙。
Now we have the word here for recently again, which is,
最近，最近，
and the the pronoun I is.
我。
Okay, so 我最近 meaning I recently. Now, the next part of the phrase is
很忙，很忙。
很忙.
Ken, you are always 很忙
Sometimes 很忙,
very busy.
busy. 忙. The tone on 忙 is
Second,
second tone. Busy.
很忙 very busy.
Very busy. 很忙. You're also 很忙, Jenny.
还可以
还可以.
还可以
I think you're very busy. 很忙.
being modest.
Ah, yes. Well, interesting. So there you have it. Why don't we listen to that 3 more times?
Okay. Dialogue first time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Second time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Third time.
你好，
你好，最近还好吗？
还可以。你呢？
我最近很忙。
Okay, now again, there are some subtlety here, which we made the distinctions here. And
The word 还 being a moderating factor.
yeah, it's kind of cultural, isn't it?
Yes. Our culture is more subdued and
Yes.
tends to play things down
Play
a
things
bit.
down, yeah.
And here in this lesson, you have a good example.
Yeah, yeah. So again, the context will often tell you more than the actual language out of
Yes.
context here. But definitely in the Chinese way, modesty, playing things down, avoiding sort of
Unwanted attention.
or histrionics. Yeah, it's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's a newbie lesson, but there's a lot of subtlety in there. But don't over overanalyze it anyway. So we've just given you some examples of how to
Yes.
use it. Anyway, go to ChinesePod.com, spend more time. It takes time to learn any language. Spend some time there, explore it, make the connections. Have a good time, leave your comments, get involved. There's a whole community of people out there. There are practitioners and experts and language speakers and the whole thing on ChinesePod.com.
Yes.
People with whom you can interact, chat,
Yeah.
and learn from. I think that helps motivation. I hope so.
Certainly motivates us.
Certainly does. So feel free to get involved, ask your questions, leave your comments, and so on. However, Miss, it's getting towards that time, is it not?
Yes, it is.
We'll be back tomorrow, but right now,
再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0816
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0816 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0816